Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Just Plain Living. I'm John Gray.
Good morning. I'm Peggy Burton.
And I'm Jim Fuller.
Nice to see you guys.
Nice to see you.
Everybody
as well,
good.
Peggy.
How about
Yeah.
you?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Wide awake.
Wide awake. Been up all night? We've been
I am.
partying all night.
All right.
Peggy,
Not
had a
quite.
booster shot yesterday for her
Yeah,
COVID
and
booster, and it kept her awake all night.
It was the weirdest thing. I just
Yeah.
never, ever went to sleep.
Yeah.
I mean, usually when you can't sleep, you do sleep some.
Right.
But I never slept. I looked at the clock all through the night.
When did you ever get on the treadmill?
Not last night. I
Do you do
wasn't
that in the
able.
middle of the night? sometimes?
Sometimes I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good way to pass time.
I realized that I'm not very well acclimated to the house I live in and have lived in for the last 12 years. Because when
And you're not acclimated to it yet?
No, because when I had my booster shot, which was about 10 days ago, I woke up in the middle of the night and realized I was having chills, and I thought I should take something. I think they recommended Tylenol, and but then I realized when I got up that I don't know where any of that stuff
Yeah,
is.
you can't find it, right?
I don't know where
When
I don't
you
know
need
where
it.
we keep Tylenol or Motrin or anything.
You hadn't taken a Tylenol in 12 years?
I rarely ever need to take anything, but
Yeah.
I didn't know where it was, and my grandson was spending the night, and I thought, if I start looking for this, I'm
Yeah.
going to wake everybody in the house up. So I'll just
So you
wait.
just toughed it out,
Yeah,
didn't
till
you? That's what I
yeah.
did.
Tough it out.
Of course,
Yeah.
nobody's in the house
That's
with
what
me.
we all need to do.
Yeah.
Do a lot of toughing it out.
Yeah.
don't we?
Fall
Right.
is in the air.
Fall is in the
I've
air.
got wild turkeys all
This
over
is
the place.
this is Halloween
Halloween.
week.
I know.
Yeah.
I started to wear a mask.
I got mine on.
Yeah, me too.
The fool.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
All I needed was a witch's hat. I'm always in black, so it's
Yeah.
easy to
You
be
don't have
dressed.
a witch's hat. I would think in your
I probably
through
do.
years of stage and singing and everything like that, you would have in your costume closet. You would have a witch's.
I used to
hat.
have a lot more costumes than I do now. I've gotten rid of a lot of them.
Do you? Speaking of singing, Peggy's quite the accomplished singer, and also plays piano. Do you ever wake up in the middle of the night and just go sit down at the piano and does that? good
For some
therapy
reason,
you?
I haven't done that much.
Yeah.
I have done it, but not much.
Yeah.
We were over. Speaking of that, we were over at Life Care for lunch the other day. Mama Dot's in Life Care over at Life Care right now, and it was so cool. There was a lady comes in a wheelchair with whoever was helping her, and they rolled her. She said, "Take me over to that piano," and she went over there, and it was one of those pianos that you can. It's a multi-purpose piano.
Yeah.
You can put a CD in it and it'll play.
Or you can play it.
Or you can play it,
manually.
or it'll play chord arrangements, if you have the proper kind of thing to
Right.
feed it. And they couldn't get the piano to stay on. And finally got on and it stayed on. And that lady just sat over there and played the piano.
That's
and she was the
wonderful.
happiest thing. And because she could still do that.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing how music and art and creativity remain with a person till the end.
When other things are gone. Are you insinuating that everything else I've had is gone?
No,
Not at all.
You're
Absolutely
far
not.
from gone.
No,
There's
but
no doubt
it's
about
true.
that.
It's true. Like, for instance, if you have arthritis in your hands, keep them playing the piano or the guitar
Yeah,
or whatever it is
right.
you play. Oh, sorry, that's.
Or drop your
never-
mic.
Or drop my mic.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay.
There we go.
I'll put it in my lap. But yes, people need to keep something up that they can do.
And music, and Fran's going to be here today, hopefully, and talk about a person that she's bringing in. Alzheimer's Tennessee is bringing in from Birmingham, that area down there, Dr. Potts, and he's going to have a program at South Jackson
Sounds exciting.
about Alzheimer's
And what-
and dementia, and how people, although they don't remember a lot of stuff, you can still find them in their art, and they'll
True.
still play or sing or draw.
Or draw.
And it's just, it's amazing how that part of our brain is the last thing
to
to
go.
go.
You know, and a good example of that is Tony Bennett.
Yeah.
Tony Bennett's in his
Oh, yeah.
90s, and he, I think last year, realized he had
Some
dementia,
Alzheimer's, yeah.
and so he quit touring. But he did a concert a couple of weeks ago with Lady Gaga's.
They did
somewhere.
yeah.
And you know, he never missed a note.
I know,
You know,
it's
and
amazing.
He might not remember who you are, but he can
He
still.
remembers the song.
He
The
can-
song
he can-
remembers when.
Yeah, he can still do the
The
song.
country music star, well, I can't think of his name right now. He's dead and gone, I guess. But he had Alzheimer's, and he performed
Glenn
Glenn
Campbell, yeah.
yes. I love Glenn
Right.
Campbell. I don't know, I couldn't think of
Yeah.
his name. Yes, I do. But anyway.
Yeah, his wife
but
drug
he
him
kept-
around on a
he kept-
leash for a
he
year.
kept singing, and he,
Well, you know, Glenn actually did before he had to be confined. He actually did a tour and
Oh, yeah.
played about 30-something concerts.
I know, it was amazing.
And his daughter, who plays guitar and keyboard, and she's very talented as well. But she went around with
You're
him
right, to keep him sorta on track.
Yeah, I saw a video where he was playing somewhere and he did his hit Galveston.
yeah.
And anyway, the song was over and the crowd went wild and everything. And Glenn's still playing guitar at
Yeah.
that point. And he starts the intro to Galveston again, and his daughter looks over at him and says, "Dad, we just played that one."
Yeah.
You know, he just kind of laughed it off.
It was great
yeah.
that they kept him singing as long as they did.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, absolutely.
So many people, I'm afraid, take people that have dementia and kind of hide them away, you know, like they're not able to get out in public anymore. But
No,
my mother, my mother
they
had
have for
Alzheimer's.
years,
Yeah.
but
My mother had
it's-
Alzheimer's.
Things have changed.
And we kept taking her to out to eat and places like that. And sometimes she wouldn't get out of the car. So I would close the door and go wander around a little bit, and then I'd go back and she'd go in with me. And she would think it was a family reunion.
yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody in the restaurant she would want to speak to. And it's not funny, it's really sad, but you mustn't close people up.
No,
Let them
no,
out,
no,
do,
no.
do stuff. Don't be ashamed, don't be embarrassed. It's, they need to get out.
And yeah, and that was a big issue with our population of people who were challenged with some brain disorder or dysfunction at birth, and you know, for years those people were kept in closets and upstairs
Right.
and not brought out into public. And now we have the Special Olympics,
Well-
who puts those same people that used to be in a closet upstairs 50 years ago in front of the public eye, and they're just absolutely incredibly
Gifted.
delightful to be around.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You want to experience unbridled,
Unconditional
untethered love? Go find someone like that in one of those situations, and that you'll find it there.
One of
They're
my-
not jaded
yeah.
by society.
One of my favorite things that we did at South Jackson Civic Center, back when we could bring in students, we had special education students in with a magician.
Mm-hmm.
And we had everything from Tourette's, you know what Tourette's is.
Right.
Their language is really bad, but it's,
Right.
Anyway, we had all kind of things. And before he got through with that workshop with those kids, they all had gotten on the stage, they'd all done some magic, and they were just as happy as they could be and having
Sure.
fun.
Sure.
And it's, to me, that's so important, and I wish we were doing more of that right now.
Right.
I'm afraid we're not doing enough of it.
Well, everybody's so protective of everything right now
Mm-hmm.
that they'll figure you're trying to do something that to your own benefit, and instead of the benefit of the person you're trying to work with, and everybody's just scared. Why be? There's no reason to be scared.
None whatever.
Yeah, and people don't trust each other
No.
anymore. there.
And that's sad,
Which,
isn't
it?
some of that is probably
Yeah.
good that you don't. You have to question somebody that calls you on the phone, for
I
instance,
know.
and says, "Let me tell you about what I'm going to do about your car warranty."
I know
you
it.
know, those kind of things. But,
If I bought all the warranties that
all I need
offered
is your
me,
social security number and your
Right.
banking
And
your
routing.
birthday.
Yeah, and your birthday and your
Your
routing
credit
numbers.
card.
Yeah, Usually, if anybody that asks you for that on the telephone, that's a trigger right off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, don't
And
play
the
that.
IRS never makes a phone call.
No, they don't
No.
call you.
They'll either send you a letter or knock on your door.
And if you
Right.
call them, it might take you 3 hours to get
Or
somebody
3 months.
to have to get a line, somebody
know.
to talk to.
Or 3 months.
Yeah, yeah. That's
And
true.
Randy Fincham's going to be on the show
Randy
today.
Fincham has been doing really well out there in the songwriting circle, and
Right.
he's going to do another workshop, and we're going to talk about that today.
Okay. And thinking about that, it's funny how a song gets to your mind. And right here,
You got one? Oh,
you can't see close up on that, but this is my hat, and right back here, it's cracked and busted. And right up here where you put your hand on it every time you pick it up, it's cracked and busted, and it's straw. And straw's wood, so I take wood glue
oh, and put it back together.
and glue it together. You can see the wood glue right there, and the wood glue back here. And I was looking at that, and I thought, that old hat and the straw's glued together.
Yeah.
Well, here we go. Cracks in the straw glued together, brim bent to keep the sun off his face. Has one for every type of weather, for every situation, no matter the time or place. That old hat is always on his head, except when he's eating or when he goes to bed. His life's work painted by the stains on the brim. It doesn't define the man, but speaks volumes about him, that old hat. He's used it as a lunch pail to dip drink from a stream, to cover his face under a tree in search of a dream, to carry eggs from the coop, capture a pesky rat. There's no end to the uses for that old hat. That old hat's always on his head except when he's sleeping or when he goes to bed. His life's work is painted by the stains on the brim. It doesn't define the man, but speaks volumes about him, that old hat. There's a wall in the hall where some end up in different stages of abuse and care. Each one has a story to tell or it wouldn't be hanging there. That old hat is always on his head, except when he's eating or when he goes to bed. His life's work painted by the stains on the brim. It doesn't define the man, but it speaks volumes about him. He might poke cows, farm land, or work the trades, be it felt, straw, cloth, or leather. It's always American made, that old hat.
I like it. You
Yeah,
did
very
finish
good.
it.
So with that said, we'll take that right on into a commercial break. Thank our sponsors. When you go into their businesses, go spend a little money with them. We'd appreciate that, and I know they will appreciate you shopping local here in Tullahoma. We'll be right back after their message.
The Bookshelf in Tullahoma is the fundraising arm of the Coffee County Literacy Council. Since 1988, the Literacy Council's goal and purpose has been to support and promote adult basic education in Coffee County. We enable individuals to complete their high school equivalency exam, which helps them get better jobs or continue into higher education. The Bookshelf at 114 Southwest Atlantic Street in Tullahoma is where we sell used books, which are donated to us by the community. Come see us. Bring your books to donate and join us as you find every genre of books that you can imagine.
MacArthur Manor Assisted Living is passionate about creating better experiences for our Manchester seniors. Our residents describe us in a few words.
Welcoming.
When you walk through the doors at MacArthur Manor, we'll treat you like family.
Caring.
Through high standards of personalized care, we help residents live life to its fullest.
Engaging.
With a wide range of life-enriching activities, there is something for everyone at MacArthur Manor. With our residents and staff now vaccinated, call us today to schedule your safe and personalized tour.
I had a knee replacement, so they've got me in life care, which I'm very, very thankful for. I couldn't garden, I couldn't do my flower beds, I can't chase my little dogs. I have been in several therapy sessions for knees and back. And that's the best therapist I believe I've ever been to. It's tremendous because I'm able to walk again, but if it wasn't for the care, I wouldn't be where I am.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Is this the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate. Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
The individuals with dementia, those with Parkinson's, those that have maybe mobility issues, need caregivers. Well, those caregivers are 24 hours a day at home, and they never get a rest. And if they have to go to work, they're kind of out of luck. So that's why Trinity came into existence 25 years ago, to allow the caregivers to have a safe center where they could put their loved ones, know they would be well cared for, stimulated, fed good, nutritious meals, have activities to their level, and then the caregiver can stop by and pick them up and go on home and have some continuity into their life.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, Halloween week, and our producer, Philip Scoggins, was riding around. He loves to go out in the country and search out lights, Christmas lights, Halloween lights, all kinds of lights. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring you a Halloween promotion from Philip Scoggins.
We're out at Brockman Dancing Lights for the annual Halloween display. And we've had to talk to the people in charge of this craziness. Can you tell us a little bit about your how long you've been doing this, and just a little about the expansion?
We've been doing this about 5 to 6 years. We started with very small, and last year we kind of expanded, and this year we've expanded more. We now have a drive-through, so we've added a lot more new things. We've got new pumpkins. We still have our ghost to tell their jokes and sing.
The drive-through has lights around, so just follow the lights around and stop at all the pumpkins. Roll your windows down and enjoy the singing and joke telling.
Okay, now I know y'all have the audio set up on a radio. What frequency do they set their radio on to hear it?
It'll be 100.1, and that'll be for the ghost.
What inspired you to make a strip around the back of the house?
Just to kind of add more display, give us more room to spread out and give everybody time to where they can sit and enjoy the show without being sitting in the middle of the road.
So now when people come through, they need to actually drive up your driveway to go around,
yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about the new large skeletons and stuff that you've added?
Well, we had been seeing them last year, and I really wanted one of them, so we was lucky enough to get the white skeleton 12-footer pretty early on this year, and my wife had to go into work in Murfreesboro, so she happened to stop at Home Depot. We hadn't been able to find one, and nobody had them, and they just put it out, so she grabbed it for me. I had to run up to Murfreesboro that night with a truck to pick it up. So,
how long does it take to set all this stuff up?
This year, because we done a different layout with the drive-through, it's taken a little bit longer, but we've been working on about 4 weeks, setting everything out and wiring everything up.
Okay, and what nights can people come by and see this, and what times?
We run it every night, starting at 6:30 and run until 10:30. We do run it till 11 on weekends, so it runs every night.
Okay, and how will it run up until Halloween, or will it a little past it?
It'll go a little past. We'll do the weekend after Halloween.
Okay.
Spent a lot of time on the mapping for all the spreading out the pumpkins, and there's a lot of new footage, and took her a long time sitting in there mapping out everything, but everything looks really good. I hope y'all sit and watch. There's multiple songs, so sit and watch it for a little while. If you have to, drive around again and catch it again.
Well, you mentioned the programming, so this isn't just you blow up some inflatables and put some lights out. There's more involved in this.
Yes, there's a lot involved with the projection mapping. It takes it took me sat out here for 2 to 3 hours at a time.
3 hours. Yeah.
Several nights a week trying to map them out.
And some of the songs and things, can you get those over the internet, or is that something that just comes with that you have to buy with the feature?
You get some over the internet, and then some you purchase with the projections.
And are there groups of people on the internet that share programming and things like that, or?
There are a few. We do have some on our Facebook page that do share, and there is actually a 12-foot skeleton club that we're now a member of now.
Yep.
Since we bought ours. So there's quite a few different things on the internet that assist. So, and then the projections are at most a lot of them.
Okay. So thank you for letting us come out here, and we'll walk around now and check out some of the sights and sounds.
Okay. Now, we're going to hand out candy on the 31st, so we will be out somewhere around here handing out candy as people go around.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Masquerade is anything you wish or dream.
Like something really scary that will make the neighbors scream.
Dress up as a pirate or an angel all in white.
Or be a gruesome monster that will give them all a fright.
Trick or treat, it's time to greet the strangers at your door.
Now fill their sacks with sweets and snacks, there's always room for more.
A piece or two of candy should appease their appetite.
So don't hold back or they'll attack and prank your house all night.
Ichabod endeavored to dodge the horrible missile, but too late. It encountered his cranium with a tremendous crash. He was tumbled headlong into the dust, and Gunpowder, the black steed, and the goblin rider passed by like a whirlwind. The next morning, the old horse was found soberly cropping the grass at his master's gate. Dinner hour came, but no Ichabod. The boys assembled at the schoolhouse and strolled idly about the banks of the brook.
I got a tour, and I saw all the things, and I was so excited about them. Then she took me to the movie theater, and it had red chairs. This is a done deal, and I like it.
We have so many activities here that you just can't keep up with them all. We have exercise, we have coloring, we have crafts.
It's charming, it's attractive, it's very comfortable. It was one of the best decisions of my life.
Let me tell you about the toughest guy on earth. He does the work of 2 jobs, but only gets paid for one. He's tough enough to feed the man that gave him a lifetime of nourishment. He has the crazy strength to lift the man that raised him up without even flinching. That's right, no employee of the month bonus check here. This guy, no. This warrior will always be by his father's side, even if his dad will hardly remember. Good luck finding a gym to train for that. If this guy isn't the toughest guy on the planet, then I don't know who is. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Is this the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate, Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
I was skeptical about getting the COVID-19 vaccine. There are a lot of opinions being shared. But I had the chance to talk with my doctor about my concerns. He told me the vaccines are backed by decades of research, and that the vaccines are proven safe and effective. Now I'm protected and ready to put this pandemic behind us. Join the millions of Tennesseans who have decided to give COVID-19 vaccines a shot. Visit covid19.tn.gov to find an appointment today.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back, and I'm glad to have my buddy Carter Sane in here with us today. And Carter with Coffee County Bank and all these wonderful things that Carter and his family has been involved in throughout the years. And one of the biggest and best is the sportsman and businessman's event that you have every year, and that's what you're here to talk about.
John, it is. Thank you to you and to P-Head, Channel 6, for allowing us for many years to come here and talk about what we do. And you're right, this thing's been going on just a minute, 38 years and going strong. We typically have an event that is the first Saturday in November, but we are we're not going to have a live event this year, and we did not have a live event last year.
Right.
Obvious reasons, as we were planning, numbers of active cases in our county skyrocketed. So we decided let's not give people an opportunity to get sick. Let's give people an opportunity to continue to support us, and we'll come back live in 22. So our goal is to bring the Sportsmen's and Businessmen's Charitable Organization event back live in 22. But this year we're going to go ahead and have our raffle because the state approved it, and we have approval and we're ready to go. So we're doing that. We're doing a fundraising effort that has been very, very successful. And
congratulations.
Thank you, and thank you for allowing me to come on and.
We're always glad to support it, and it's all. I remember, as a lot of people do, back when it was on the farm. And that farm is not the Bonnaroo farm.
It's not.
That's the.
It was the original.
It was at the same farm.
It was the original farm event, if you will, in our area. It was a big turkey shoot, and there would be greased pigs and greased poles, and then games for kids and things like that. Barbecue, clogging was big back in the beginnings of this organization. But we always had a raffle, and we always had an auction. This year we won't have an auction, but we will be back next year with those features. But it may be time to go back to the farm. A little outdoor venue never hurt anybody.
Oh, how wonderful would that be? I mean, what's better than a greased pig?
Well,
I can't think of anything that's better than a greased pig.
The pig might disagree, but we were greasing those pigs early in the process, and didn't get too many complaints from the pig or the contestants.
No, but it's we live in the country. Tullahoma's it's the city government. Yeah, maybe it's a city. Manchester, yeah, maybe it's a city. But we live in the South, and it's not a city to somebody who lives in a real city.
Right, yeah.
We live in the country,
We live in
and
the town.
country folks have fun.
Yeah.
And they've always done it, and they always will, I hope. And Country Boy will survive.
This organization started with quite a few country business persons deciding they wanted to have a little fun, raise a little money, and help some folks around the holidays. And then it morphed into an event that was earlier in the fall, and all of the proceeds from the very first event in 1984 were benefiting folks in need.
Right.
And as success with the organization grew, the structure grew. And we continued to have a regular event. It was in late October and then later became first Saturday in November. And the needs that were served became broader. And that's one beautiful thing about our organization is we are not necessarily a single need service organization, single need assistance charity. We help various things. We help in so many different ways, whether it's scholarships into the local schools. We help for educational programs where teachers write grants and ask for assistance to get an educational program off the ground. Folks that have become disabled and are unable to get inside their home or leave their home because they don't have handicap access or ramp. We've helped with those recently. Folks that are doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're contributing, they're taking care of their family. Sometimes they fall on hard times. And our organization is here to support them when that happens.
You know, I was doing a job for the Cincinnati Housing Authority, putting on front doors years ago, 30,000 of them. And I went to this one place and everything looked like a battleground because this is a city.
Yeah.
And no grass, and I walked around the corner and there was this one couple sitting in the middle of a threeplex, and their little space had great green grass and flowers, and they were sitting up on the porch, and I walked up and I said, "What are you doing here?" And that old man looked at me and he said, "Son, we're all only 2 or 3 hospital stays away from being here. And you never know what's going to happen in your life. It's not because you're a bad person,
no,
or it's not because you haven't tried. It's because that life throws curveballs every now and then. And everybody needs help. And you, your organization, we all need to realize that it's okay to ask for help.
That's right.
Doesn't mean you're a bad person, or doesn't mean you failed. It just means life's thrown you a bad pitch."
You're absolutely correct. I appreciate you putting our phone number on the screen, and our organization has been taking calls for decades.
Right.
We've injected more than $2 million back into this community, and these
outstanding.
These are funds that our donors and our supporters have trusted us with, and we put them to work, and we believe in the right ways. And we're going to continue this. We're going to continue to go on, and we need the support of this community to be effective, to be able to continue to help.
Yeah. I agree with that. And you know, we have organization, and you as a business organization, remember this is sportsmen and business people that are together and making sure that not only are not, I mean, I'm sure sometimes there's some nonprofits that have special needs.
There are, and we have from time to time helped other
they deserve that.
Sure.
But there's also things that business people need, and that to be able to stay in business and function in these times we have. And I'm sure your requests right now are probably different than they were for 30 years.
Yeah, you know, tragedy comes in many shapes and forms, and we have seen some different things, some very surprising, very healthy families who have found themselves without a family member based on an experience with COVID.
Right.
And we've provided assistance there for something no one was planning for.
No, there's no way we could have ever known.
Yeah, and we react to certain needs. We also plan for and inject funds into the community in other proactive ways. So it is a two-way street for our organization. We're constantly seeking the folks that are in need, that have been taking care of their family, doing what they should do, but had an event, had something happen that put them in a situation where they need help. And then These educational grants and our support of the We Care Family Resource Centers in all 3 of the school systems in our community has been, I think they would tell you, instrumental in
I'm sure.
achieving success in their program.
I'm sure. So again, this event is...
This non-event.
Is non-event. This non-event is not happening on a certain date. It's ongoing.
It's an ongoing effort. It's an ongoing organization, and our non-event will culminate this year in a drawing of our raffle. Our reverse raffle will draw the winner on November 6th. So if you're interested in participating in that, call that number, reach out to us, and we'll get you some raffle tickets. If you just want to make a monetary...
And what do those cost?
So the raffle is a $5,000 grand prize raffle. The tickets are $25 each, or 5 for $100.
Oh, that's very reasonable.
And we have folks participating from that $25 mark well up into the thousands of tickets, or thousands of dollars contributed. So we have a wide range of contributors participating in that. But do that. If you want to make a monetary donation, if raffles aren't your thing, and we have quite a few folks that just prefer just to make a monetary donation, we're accepting those. We'd become very popular and infamous for our very entertaining live auctions.
That's what I was getting ready to bring up. That's what I miss.
They'll be back next year. And that's a way for folks to participate as well. A lot of our donors would give us items to auction, and just that's the same as making a monetary donation to us. We just don't have that vehicle this year because we aren't going to put that crowd together. But the support for our organization has already been resounding over the last 45 days since this mail out, social media, TV campaign has been going on, and we're pleased.
What entertains me about the raffle or the auction is that you'll have one guy or gal or family or business who will make a donation, and then they're liable to try to buy it back, and one of their buddies over there is trying to keep them from buying it back.
Yeah.
And it's just another way for them not only to make a donation, but to keep giving money. And it's fun and it's funny, but at the end of the day, these people are double and triple donating.
Yes, that's true.
Because they believe in the cause that much.
That's true. The auction that we have had is a lot of fun, and fundraising is probably more effective when you're able to incorporate those features, the social and entertainment aspect of it. People don't get as excited about receiving a letter and the opportunity to participate in a raffle.
If they see it amongst all the mail that comes in like this.
Open hours, open hours, and read this well-crafted but a little bit long letter. Didn't have time to make it short, but take your excitement and take your reward from knowing that we're doing great things with your donations.
All right. Carter, thank you very much for being here. Thank you and your family and all the people who are involved and who started this and had the vision to do it and the stick-to-itness to keep it functioning till it made this level of care that's given to our community and folks who need help. There's a place.
There is a place.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, John.
Appreciate you very much.
Thank you.
We'll be right back after these messages.
Clayton's has been Tullahoma's shoe store for over 120 years, and Florence Hall continues that tradition today. We're the only shoe store in town that starts with measuring your foot to make sure you get the perfect fit in a quality shoe. That includes narrow through wide widths for men, women, and children. Clayton Shoes, the family shoe store you'll love.
We're gonna fit your style. We're gonna make you smile. Service and quality at Clayton Shoe Store. We're gonna fit your style.
My husband was diagnosed with a spinal infection. He lost his ability to swallow and the movement of his legs.
I couldn't turn over in bed, I couldn't walk, I couldn't eat.
They were just wonderful in the treatment and care they gave my husband.
I regained my mobility where I was able to go home.
It is miraculous.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Talking history about this and that. It's conversations with John and Pat. With John and Pat. With John and Pat.
Hello everyone, I'm John Rickman.
And I'm Pat Welch, and John, we're here today for segment 86 of the Conversation with John and Pat. We're marching on to 100.
Pat, this song here probably goes along with our theme and what you're going to speak about.
We're returning to the Segway song.
This will be one.
Lay it on us.
He's in the jailhouse now. He's in the jailhouse now. I told him once or twice, quit that gambling and shooting dice. He's in the jailhouse now. I once had a friend named Ramblin' Bob. He used to like to steal, cheat, gamble, and rob. He thought he was the smartest guy around. But I found out last Monday, Bob got locked up Sunday. Now he's in the jailhouse way downtown. He's in the jailhouse now. Go, Pat.
He's in the jailhouse now.
He's in the jailhouse now.
He's in the jailhouse now.
I told him once or twice, quit that gambling and shooting dice. He's in the jailhouse now. He's in the jailhouse now. Woo.
John, if the topic ever comes up about my singing debut, it was during segment 86.
I think you did another one. You did one other. You participated in another one. It was
just verbally or actually sung?
No, Daddy sang bass.
No,
my mistake.
Well, you used the Jackie Rabbit's voice.
That was good.
That one.
That was
right.
good. Yeah,
that's right. Well, that was a good song, John. It is a great segue.
Yeah.
Because today we're going to talk about Chief Fraser McEwen. And I think most people in Tullahoma today know where Fraser McEwen Park is, down by Big Springs, where the city at one time got its water source. Backs up to Rock Creek in there, and the green space walkways back in there, Greenway, and it backs up to Grider Stadium, and the park's used for family reunions and so forth. But I don't think a whole lot of people know who it was named for, and we're going to talk about that today. Fraser McEwen was an old-time native of Tullahoma, and he was chief of police first, I believe, in 1948, and he would have served a lot between then and the mid-60s. And when I say a lot, at that time we did not have a city manager or administrator form of government, and every time the mayoral position would change, the new regime would come in, and the chief of police would have to leave, the city recorder would have to leave that served as a city judge, and they just made wholesale changes. And then that mayor may serve for 4 years, and if the other one was elected, then Fraser McEwen was back in, and the others were too. And this went on for about, I'd say probably 20 years maybe before we went to a city administrator form of government where positions were much more solid and stable. But he was had almost no formal education. He married the former Betty Mullins from Tullahoma, and they courted riding a mule. So this was a rural time in Tullahoma, and he would have served then at a time of just incredible growth when the Arnold Center went in, and great changes were made in Tullahoma. Let me look. Let's check back on my notes, John. He. A lot of my information came. Philip, let's get his pictures first. There's a picture later as he was chief on the right, and the one on the left is a picture that was painted by his daughter, Mary Jean Barton. And she just, I think, did a pretty good job with the likeness there. I got a lot of information, as I said, from an article that was, the Nashville Tennessean had an insert, I think it was monthly, called the Tennessee Magazine, and it was huge. And right here is a copy of one of them. You can see it's a huge insert. And they were looking for a lot of stories from Middle Tennessee that
stories of interest. Stories of interest,
yeah. And the writer said that Chief had been wrecked, roasted, kidnapped, and fired.
Wow.
And he had doubled as both dog catcher and deputy. And the article went on from there. It was really an interesting article. He was. The article about him talking about being kidnapped. There was a fugitive that somehow got into Tullahoma and got his gun away from him, and they drove around, and finally he was really able to talk the fugitive out, and somehow got out of that. And he found out that if somebody had drawn a pistol on him or a rifle, and a great account was he's in a rural area. Breaking a still down and got caught by the owner and he had a rifle, and he said he learned a long time ago that if you just keep talking that they're less apt to shoot you. That which I thought was a really good quote.
Talk, then back away as well, But he couldn't. He had a job to do.
I think Tullahoma's always the police have always done a great job with blockades of stoplights and stuff during funerals and showing respect to the family and so forth. And he really started that. See, when he was put in first in 1948, he visited all the funeral homes and said, "Don't start a funeral before you've called me." And then there's a 4-man staff, so they had 3 intersections would be blocked, and he made each officer wear white gloves and saluted the hearses that went by and so forth. It was really a neat thing he started and carried on.
Pat, I don't want to leave this thought, but you know where you're going to start back. But I think it's one of the most wonderful sights is for people to pull off the side of the road as a funeral procession goes down the road. I just think that's Tennessee, that's Southern, it shows reverence. It's such a nice thing, and he seemed like he was right in there.
He's right there, and said one of the things that his wife that he courted on the mule did, that she washed everybody's gloves after the funeral, and they were pristine white when it came time for the next one. Let me read a little bit. He again didn't have a whole lot of formal education, and a big guy. He almost always had a unlit cigar in his mouth, and the picture said he weighed 263 and that kind of thing, but he just had experience and a little common sense approach to it, let me read a paragraph or two of this article again that was there. Thanks, Philip, for helping me out there. A long time ago, Fraser McEwen learned a little trick about guilt. It pops into a man's eyes, bang, just like a window shade flying up. But you got to be looking or you'll miss it. You got to level off and look him in the eye like a dog sitting on a bird. To demonstrate his point, he slouched forward in his chair and fixes you with his icy stare that penetrates your skull and sends sparks down your backside. Which I thought was really the writer did a good job portraying Chief McEwen then.
Oh, that's good.
It really was. And he said, I believe Paul Stockton was one of his deputies. And Paul was a pretty colorful figure and similar to to Chief McEwen. I mentioned that at times that a new mayor would come in and he'd be fired, and when that happened, he would normally try to run for Coffee County Sheriff and was sheriff for a while. And there's a campaign sign that we've got from 64. Obviously, that was a time when his mayor wasn't in, and he was elected sheriff. But he served, and it sounds like to me that he really loved his job in Tullahoma. Philip, we've got one more picture of the dedication of the park. There he is. There's Fraser McEwen Park, and that's, I believe, is sometime in the mid-'80s because Chief passed away in '88, which was, I can remember his name and who he was and that kind of thing, but I really felt like when I saw '88 that he's with us longer than I thought, and I realized this morning that's 30 years ago this year. So we're losing our hair and aging quickly, John.
Well,
yeah. Do we have any other questions on my research, or? I
don't think so, but that was really good, Pat. Every time now I go by Fraser McEwen Park, I know who you're talking about.
You know your 263-pound man that is a human lie detector with a stogie in his mouth.
Piercing eyes.
That's right. That's right. Through your skull. So that. We hope we've done a good job with Chief McEwen, and we have wrapped up segment 86, but that's not the last, John. If management will allow, we're coming back with more stories. Thank you all.
Yes, sir.
just pitiful enough to be good, you know.
It's conversations with John and Pat, with John and Pat, with John and Pat.
I got a tour, and I saw all the things, and I was so excited about it. And she took me to the movie theater, and it had red chairs, and this is a done deal, and I like it.
We have so many activities here that you just can't keep up with them all. We have exercise, we have coloring, we have crafts.
It's charming, it's attractive, it's very comfortable. It was one of the best decisions of my life.
Let me tell you about the toughest guy on earth. He does the work of 2 jobs, but only gets paid for one. He's tough enough to feed the man that gave him a lifetime of nourishment. He has the crazy strength to lift the man that raised him up without even flinching. That's right. No employee of the month bonus check here. This guy, this warrior, will always be by his father's side, even if his dad will hardly remember. Good luck finding a gym to train for that. If this guy isn't the toughest guy on the planet, then I don't know who is. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Is this the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate. Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
I was skeptical about getting the COVID-19 vaccine. There are a lot of opinions being shared. But I had the chance to talk with my doctor about my concerns. He told me the vaccines are backed by decades of research, and that the vaccines are proven safe and effective. Now I'm protected and ready to put this pandemic behind us. Join the millions of Tennesseans who have decided to give COVID-19 vaccines a shot. Visit covid19.tn.gov to find an appointment today.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
I love it when a creative person comes on this set, and often we have creative people. Today I've invited Randy Fincham to come back. He is a songwriter and an instrumentalist, and I'm just so glad you're here, Randy.
Well, I'm an admirer of Peggy Burton too, so
Thank you.
hey, glad to be here.
Randy's going to do another songwriting workshop at South Jackson Civic Center, and the first session is the 30th?
It is Saturday, October 30th, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. 2 p.m. I think
11
Dad says
until
1, but
2.
we're going to go to 2.
And I know I read the price. Tell me if I'm wrong. $20?
$20.
And it's for two
For two.
workshops.
Yeah.
So if you're an upcoming songwriter, this is a chance to get 6 hours of training.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about what you expect to cover there.
Well, you know, first of all, we did it back in March. We did have one in March and then again in April. Went so well, we actually tacked a third one on there because we were working on a song that we had to get finished. It was so good, there's no way we were going to be able to finish it other than in person. But this time, we're going to start with inspiration and education for about the first hour or so. Then the last 2 hours, we're going to start working on a song. We are going to create. We are going to create. We're going to have a group write. You know, a lot of not a lot of songwriter songs are created by a whole room full of people. But if you watch television and all those TV shows, they got a whole group of writers that just write together and narrow it down. We're going to do that. We're going to transfer that over to the songwriting arena and have. Last time we had a lot of fun doing it. In the last workshop, we wrote a song called "Small Town Calling" that you know was part of the finale.
And we did it on South Jackson Goes Country this year.
Yeah.
And it was the closing song, wasn't it? Right
Yes.
next to the closing.
It was. It was part of the finale.
In fact, I wanted to ask you if you still remember it. Can you play it for us?
I think I can.
You want to do it right now?
Yeah, well, this is it. Yeah.
All right, this is Hometown.
Yeah, Small Town. We wanted to write a song as a tribute to Tullahoma, and this came out really, really nice. Had a room full of writers on it, and it was very much an honor to see what it became. From guitar and everybody in that little room to being on stage in front of hundreds of people was really great. And this is our tribute to the city of Tullahoma. Just close your eyes and smell that honeysuckle breeze. It's a kind of place where people come and they never want to leave. It's a dinner bell ringing, front porch swinging, swimming in the creek. A friendly wave, a smiling face, sipping on sweet tea. I can hear my hometown calling out to me. When nothing says small town like a train whistle blowing, or the traffic from a tractor slowing down the high-speed lane. It's up all nights under the lights, football games on Friday night, with your best friend from kindergarten, laughing it up, sitting in the stands, watching as your kids try to win that game. Oh, that's the sound of a small town calling. Between Daniels and Dickel, my mama raised me, learned my right from my wrong by the switch of a willow tree. It's a church bell ringing, choir singing, Sundays on my knees. Now every day I stop and pray and thank God for Tennessee, where nothing says small town like a train whistle blowing, or the traffic from a tractor slowing down the high-speed lane. It's up all nights under the lights, football games on Friday night, with your best friend from kindergarten, laughing it up, sitting in the stands, watching as your kids try to win that game. Oh, that's the sound of a small town calling. You can't wash it out of my clothes, can't wring it out of my jeans. It's the country in my soul, and you know what I mean. You can't wash it out of my clothes, can't wring it out of my jeans. It's the country in my soul, and you know what I mean. Tullahoma, Tennessee, where nothing says small town like a train whistle blowing, or the traffic from a tractor slowing down the high-speed lane. It's up all nights under the lights, football games on Friday night, with your best friend from kindergarten, laughing it up, sitting in the stands, watching as your kids try to win that game. Oh, that's the sound of a small town calling. Just close your eyes and smell that honeysuckle breeze. It's a kind of place where people come and they never want to leave.
I love it. That's fabulous.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I really like that song.
Thank you very much.
And I think we ought to do it again next year.
Oh,
I don't
gosh.
think we ought to let it go. I think
will.
we need to do it again. And you had about 5 writers?
About 5
with it?
writers. Let me see if I can remember everybody.
I know you had Wayne
Metcalf, Samantha Waters, Cindy Watson, Steve Myers, Melissa Shuran, me. I think that's everybody. Oh gosh, I hope I'm not missing it. No, Marilyn Harris.
Marilyn
Harris. Gosh,
she
she
is
would
a great
smack
writer.
me if I didn't.
She's a great writer.
Yes, yeah.
She does some really interesting things. Do you have a favorite subject when you're writing, or do you just get inspiration in the middle of the night and?
Well, at this time, when I found out the dates of the seminar, in my phone, if I had something that would come to mind or something I would read, I would put it as a note.
Yeah.
So it's a compilation of notes and inspiring things that I read, heard, watched. What was some of the things? I'm drawing a blank right now, but saying it in conversational terms, the way that a chord can set the whole tone.
Yeah, I love the way that had a little bit of a minor.
Yeah, have that kind of, and if you get
sound.
3:30 in the morning, not a soul in sight. The Garth Brooks song, if that first chord set the tone for the whole song. Just tools you can use to say what you want to say.
Let's make it clear about the workshop. Do you know what room it's going to be in? Would it be the annex?
The London Hall.
Oh, it'll be in the London Hall, so that means you go in the main building.
In the main building, yeah.
And I don't think you have to sign up, or do you?
Well, I think you can.
Can you just come that day?
Yeah, and you can. Last time we had it where you could come that day also. So.
But if you have one information, 455-5321, and they'll give you information, I hope.
Oh yeah.
But $20 for 6 hours. That's what you're getting. That's fabulous. And don't you encourage them to, if they have some writing they've already done, do you encourage them to bring that?
Yeah, exactly. Yes, please do. Yeah.
Put that on the table and maybe hone that piece of work.
Yeah, because the line in that song just now between Daniels and Dickel, "My Mama Raised Me," that was Cindy
Right.
Watts, and
that's
she
great.
brought that
It's a
very
great
line in
line.
there. I thought, oh gosh, we got to use that because that's part of the songwriting beauty. But you can say something about saying it.
I feel like we ought to say something about the songwriting you've been doing. You've been collaborating with a lot of different people lately.
Well,
and some good stuff has been coming out of it.
Becky Buller, a local jewel of a talent
I know.
there. Oh my gosh,
Fabulous.
being in the same room with her, it's just like watch and learn, Randy, because she is such a great writer and person that I found out. And her energy is infectious. If you get in the same room with her, it's not going to be boring. That's for sure. We've written 2 songs with her and Gerald Smith, who wrote "What Part I Know Don't You Understand." It was Quack and Duck on Hee Haw, and he's my father-in-law, so that gave me
that helps.
That helped get me in the room, I'm sure. Since the last time we talked, I was nominated for the Inspirational Country Music Association for Songwriter of the Year, which was a big surprise.
That's a huge honor.
Yeah, it was very much a huge honor. I was, I do a radio show too in Christian country, and I thought if I was nominated for anything, it was going to be that, but it turned out to be the songwriting.
And you're still playing up at the Smokehouse area, and what nights are you doing that?
Well, I play Saturday at the Smokehouse, 4:30 to 6:30 every week, so with Paul Cicero and Jason Adams.
And is that all about songwriting? It's songwriters, or do you do cover songs sometimes?
Our set is originals.
Okay.
They do have somebody come in. Some of the bigger acts come in that were on The Voice, and Nashville Star, that will play a mix of covers and originals. I also do a thing Wednesday night at the local in Montego. It's a songwriter.
And you
thing.
invite songwriters
Yes,
to come and
at
listen.
6 to 10.
I
Come
think
hang
we
out
might
with
have time for one more song. Do you feel like doing one more?
Yes, let's do this. I wrote this with a kid named
Take us out.
Isaac Cole, who was on American Idol. He just cut this song. It's one of them storytelling songs called Cain and Abel's Cove. They were two close brothers in a steel mill town in the Appalachian Mountains where the snow blows wild. The summertime sweeter than a honeysuckle bush in June. Fishing and hunting was the only things they did. The mama always said they were joined at the hip. They shared everything from the skull can to their boots. They both fell in love, but one got married and the jealousy drove his younger brother crazy. Spent every night at the bottom of a whiskey glass. Legend has it if you come out here in the woods this time of year, you can hear the gunshots in the wind. See the blood in the moonlight glow, see the footprints in the snow. You're in Cain and Abel's Cove. Big brother's work took him out of town. He didn't know his young bride liked to run around till he came home early with roses and a bottle of wine. Curtains left open, just a little bed was enough to show him what a fool he's been. The porch light shining on his brother's truck in the drive. Instead of breaking that door down, he got in his car and drove back to town. Found a bar and a bottle and a way to get even with him. Legend has it if you come out here in the woods this time of year, you can hear the gunshots in the wind. See the blood in the moonlight glow, see the footprints in the snow. You're in Cain and Abel's Cove. On a hunting trip heading to their deer stands, both brothers had the same evil plan, to kill the other and blame it on an accident. Two shots rang out and both brothers fell. The tree saw it all, but they'll never tell how the cove got its name and their spirits still walk these hills. Legend has it if you come out here in the woods this time of year, you can hear the gunshots every time the wind blows. See the blood in the moonlight glow, see the footprints in the snow. You're in Cain and Abel's Cove.
Randy, you're just going to have to come back.
Oh, I would
We've
love
run
to-
out
I'd
of
love to
time.
come
It's
back.
great having you, and October the 30th and November
20th, 11 to 2.
11
Come
till
hang
2.
out with me.
In South Jackson, not auditorium, but down the hall.
Yes, looking forward to
All
it.
right, we'll be back with other stuff.
Thank you.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm out here in the dark in the front of the Tullahoma Fine Arts Center where they're having tonight their inaugural Masquerade Halloween Ball. And the center's all decorated up with pumpkins and corn stalks and typical things that you might see on a Halloween night. It's not Halloween night, but it's the inaugural Masquerade Ball at the Tullahoma Fine Arts Center. Looky here what we've got going on at the Arts Center tonight. Oh, heavens, aren't they beautiful and ghoulish? Look at the ladies, They're pumpkin heads. They're all laughing like witches. And the fun just keeps happening. Look in here at all these beautiful decorations.
Mama's fiber with her babies. I brought all my babies tonight.
Did you bring Pinky with you tonight?
Oh, Pinky's in the closet from after Halloween. He's afraid somebody's going to get his brain.
How wonderful. All right, tell me about it, Josh.
Hey John, this is our inaugural Masquerade Halloween party. We hope to keep doing this every year. It's very spooky. Every floor in the building is decorated for Halloween. And it's a good fundraiser for us in South Jackson.
Very good. I hope it's a great success, and I know it will be.
Thanks, John.
Okay, tell us what's going on here in the silent auction and how these pieces came to the Arts Center.
Okay, so we busted our butt and reached out to a lot of people. Some of these are local artists that, you know, are members here at the Art Center. But we also reached out to out of state. We have one artist from New York, one artist from Ohio, one from Alabama. But we have all of these different either prints or originals that are going to be silent auctioned. And we do have two separate clipboards that have all of the numbers for the different art for someone to do a bid on. We do have a starting bid on all of them. But of course, you know, it could go up if someone does bid on the sheet.
And then this will all be to benefit the Art Center.
Yes.
The proceeds from these pieces.
Fully. It goes fully to the Art Center. This art was fully donated from different artists to fully benefit the Art Center.
Outstanding.
Yes.
Quote the Raven, nevermore.
Yes. So, and we have a lot of talent and a lot of art. It's beautiful. And then, of course, you know, we have the Halloween contest upstairs, and we have door prizes.
And door prizes. There she is. All right. Happy Halloween, dear. And this is one thing that's not ghoulish that's happening. They might have goulash, but it's not ghoulish. And that's the food that they have out tonight for the patrons of the first inaugural Masquerade Ball at the Tullahoma Fine Arts Center. Look at these lovely young people right here helping to make this happen. Thank you. Thank you. And you can't forget the sweets. Heavens no. And this is the Edgar Allan Poe corner right here, where they have a trivia contest that you can fill out and answer questions about Edgar Allan Poe. Isn't this cool? Every corner's decorated down here. What a great, great thing at the Arts Center. And if you look down the hallway, there evidently is a ghost of a young lady who was going to a ball and didn't quite make it before someone took her head. And I'm here a bit early. Josh has told me this is the upstairs gallery. This is outstanding the way everything's decorated up here. Music's playing. There's something behind that door, I'll guarantee. Okay, these are all the trophies for the Halloween contest. The music's loud, but it's supposed to be. And these are the giveaways. I love love it, folks. I love it. The goblins are starting to show up, folks. The tables are filling. The goblins are here. Ah. That's a ghoulish looking figure right there. And what about this crew right here? Look at this crew right here. Aren't they good? Outstanding. Thanks for being here, folks. We appreciate you.
Yes, sir. We appreciate this.
It's a lot of fun around this town, although maybe a little bit spooky because these are very old pictures. These are the Bennett sisters who owned and lived in this house where the art center is located here in Tullahoma. Well, all I can say is if you come to this, maybe not this year, but next year, I'm sure he'll hear about it between now and then. The ghost of Liberace might just be sitting at this piano playing a tune. You never can tell. Oh, I see the Bride of Frankenstein. And what a lovely castle. There must be some kind of ghoul living there. But the center is decorated great tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, folks, we're back, and I'm very proud to have my lovely bride, Miss Fran Gray, on today to give us some information about many things that are happening with Alzheimer's Tennessee.
Morning, John.
Good morning, dear.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you this
Fine.
morning?
Are you ready to sock it out?
I'm ready to sock something. How about you?
I'm always ready to sock out Alzheimer's. We are celebrating Sock Out Alzheimer's this Friday. And if you have a pair of Alzheimer's Tennessee socks, you need to wear them on Friday and take a shot of yourself. I guess that'd be a sock selfie.
A sock selfie.
Yeah.
That's right.
And send it to us so we can post it on our Facebook page. I'm already ready. I hope these will hold up till Friday.
Oh yeah, those have the Tennessee, the 3 stars on them. This pair is like that.
Yes.
This pair right here has
orange and white.
Orange and white, boy, and the state Tennessee on there. What about those Vols? They played some pretty good football this past weekend.
They surely did.
And
we're proud of them.
There's just all kinds of. There's an Argyle. There's orange with the white stars on it, and you can just be a Tennessee fan. You can be an Alzheimer's Tennessee fan.
That's right.
And you can sock out Alzheimer's.
Right. So if you would like to get a pair of Alzheimer's Tennessee socks, they are very comfy, they wear well, and they are available in our office at 309 North Jackson Street. And we would love to sell you a pair. They're $8 or 2 pair for $15.
What a deal.
Right. So, and we have quite a few of these. This year's plaid. So love to have you. They're good for men and women. Yes, it's purple, gray, and orange, and they do say Alzheimer's Tennessee. So that is this Friday, and it's kind of a prelude for November. And John, do you know that November is Alzheimer's Awareness Month?
Yes, I do.
And we are...
Ergo the purple vases down here with some purple flowers transitioning from breast cancer into Alzheimer's.
That's right, that's right. And we brought this pumpkin today in case you have a pumpkin on your porch, and when Halloween is past, you could take this and spray paint it purple and help people know that you are remembering those who are affected by Alzheimer's and the other dementias. Here's a little purple one too that's kind of cute, sparkly. So we're going to put this here with this one. But we do encourage people to decorate their office, their home, to wear purple for the the month of November, because there are so many people across the world, billions of people who are affected by dementia. And right here in Coffee County, over 800 families are affected by Alzheimer's or other dementias. So we want to be aware, we want to continue to support those who are affected, either as the individual themselves who may have some dementia going on. And if you or a loved one need help, we encourage you to get regular checkups. If you would like to come by our office and get some information and maybe a little consultation on what we can do to help, we say the earlier the better. Our office again is located at 309 North Jackson. For those of us who have been around Tullahoma a while, that would be called the Shahan Building, where we are located.
Right.
And our phone number is 931-434-2348. And we try to get back to calls all the time very quickly so we can help you. But we do have some other great events happening this month, and we would ask folks to consider being involved on these things. And we are offering on November 20th an extraordinary experience when Dr. Daniel Potts comes to town. Dr. Potts is a neurologist practicing at the VA in Tuscaloosa, and he's a big Roll Tide fan too.
We won't hold that against him.
No, and he does have a pair of Alzheimer's Tennessee socks.
He better be wearing them when he comes.
That's right. But seriously, Dr. Potts deals with folks who have dementia, and his own father developed dementia later in life, and his father also became a watercolorist. And through that experience, Dr. Potts discovered that a lot of people who may have dementia and begin losing their ability to speak and communicate, but they can still communicate through arts. And Mr. Potts expressed a lot of thoughts and feelings through watercolors. So Dr. Potts is going So Dr. Potts is going to speak with us about preserving the person through art. And that's all the visual arts as well as music. And Dr. Potts started writing poems when his father became ill, and he has set some to music, and he will play and sing on the stage of South Jackson. That's November 20th. And at 6:30, our front room will be available with some of Dr. Potts' photographs. He is a wonderful photographer, and he will have some of his photographs in the front room. And Angie Murdoch, a good friend, will be playing her harp to demonstrate how music makes us feel and how soothing harp music in particular can be. So that will be at 6:30 in the South Jackson reception area. And then at 7 o'clock on the 20th, Dr. Potts will be discussing the power of the expressive arts through drawings, paintings, sculpture, and so forth. And we are really pleased that he's coming. This is a free event. It is sponsored by Southern Tennessee Regional Health System. And we are most grateful to them for underwriting this wonderful presentation. So we invite the community to come out to South Jackson. Please just be careful, wear your masks, and we are not reserving seats. We're just asking folks to come and be mindful of others, and to come for a very wonderful experience the evening of November 20th. But before that, John, we are going to be displaying some art by local artists who have experienced some dementia, and we are collecting pieces from different buildings here in the mid-state area, from hospitals to nursing homes, where people have expressed themselves in art. So those pieces, along with Mr. Potts, some of his pieces will be on display for the month of November in the Art Center across the street from South Jackson.
Very good.
So we're very pleased and grateful to Tullahoma Fine Arts Center for allowing us to bring some visual arts in and to kick off the month of November. So we're just very happy about that. So we hope folks will come out and enjoy the gallery at Tullahoma Fine Arts Center. All the pieces will be displayed anonymously, and then we will have our wonderful evening with Dr. Potts. Also, John, we have webinars going on every Tuesday. We are making Alzheimer's very easily accessible, the help for Alzheimer's, I should say. So people can go to a webinar online on Tuesdays and learn some new things about caring for someone who has dementia. So those are available online. I think folks need to make a reservation, and they can do that by going to the Alzheimer's Tennessee website. So those are on Tuesdays in the afternoon. So, and we do have an ongoing support group. We are going to be doing it the first Thursday of November this month, or this next month. Normally we have it on the first Wednesday, but this November we're doing it on Thursday, November 4th at noon. We meet at the Morning Point Center, and we're very grateful to Morning Point for allowing persons who have dementia to come with their care partner, and they can be treated to a lunch in the Lantern while their care partner is meeting for support.
Good.
So that,
outstanding.
Yeah, just call me and let me know if you plan to attend. So that's a overview.
That's an overview. That's an overview of a whole lot of stuff. And it's a whole lot of good stuff that's going on with Alzheimer's Tennessee. I want you to realize that Dr. Potts, you need to come see this young man. He's very talented. He sings with a barbershop quartet group. He writes and plays music and poetry. He's an incredible fella. Plus, he's a wonderful doctor. And because of his journey with his father, he is striking out across the country to help the rest of us.
Yes.
And with that said, we're out of time.
Oh.
And it's time to close this show and tell you folks, thank you very much for being with us today. Thank you, Fran. And remember, the Wildcats are playing Glencliff this Friday night in Glencliff to try to win one more game to have a second perfect regular season. So go Cats. We'll see you Saturday morning at the John Olive Show.